Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also discuss how we're going to fix it together. The content that I've got for you tonight is a little bit of normal crazy, along with a little bit of unusual crazy, all mixed in around a new assault weapons ban, with Republicans saying no, but some are saying it's a thing. Everything's been linked in the description box below, and I cannot wait to walk you through this entire debacle. And if you are new or you're a returning viewer, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and making sure that notification bell is on. We need as many people in the fold as we can to help pass the blessing of the Second Amendment along to the next generation. That is what we do twice a day, and thank you so much in advance for your consideration. Now, one of the things that we're going to talk about in this episode is the new assault weapons ban that was introduced in the Senate by Dianne Feinstein, along with Richard Blumenthal and Chris Murphy. Now, the second channel that we created with Tim from Military Arms Channel, Second Legacy, we dive in so deep it's ridiculous on this assault weapons ban that's been proposed. Check it out. There's a link in the description box, and we would love you to subscribe. So that's not what this video is about. This video is about the response in the Senate and the House from the Republicans, because again, this is yet another assault weapons ban on top of everything else they come at us. It's been quite a month, but let's get into it. Like I said, everything is linked. So here is the bill that we're talking about. Senators introduce bills to protect communities, schools from assault weapons. This is a Dianne Feinstein special. This is the assault weapons ban she's been consistently doing. Again, we dive into it deep on Second Legacy, me and Tim. But this is the person that we're talking about. If you're new to the firearms debate, which some of you might be, this is who we're talking about here.
Gotten 51 votes in the Senate of the United States for an outright ban, picking up every one of them. Mr. and Mrs. America, turn them all in. I would have done it. I could not do that. The votes weren't here.
That's right, the votes weren't there, Dianne. Unfortunately, freedom wrong on that one. But that's the person that we're dealing with here, who has introduced this bill every single year since around 1995, when that clip was actually filmed. But here's the response. And again, the person that NBC in this article is putting up as the Republican gun sense person is John Cornyn, the guy responsible for the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, working alongside Chris Murphy. So, sorry if I don't have that much faith. But anyway, check this out. Key Republican says new gun legislation is unlikely despite California's shootings. Like how the NBC had key Republican? Yeah, because that's what they want them to. Senator John Cornyn, a Texan who is close to GOP leadership and negotiated the last major gun law, said he doesn't see an appetite for further legislation anytime soon. How about never? Unless it's in the opposite direction, of which I'm down for it. But there's also the House here, because this is new. The House changed hands. Check this out. Washington, a top Republican who negotiated the bipartisan gun law that passed last year, said he doesn't expect to see new legislative action on gun violence despite the recent situations in California. Side note, California's strongest gun control in the nation, every town for gun safety. Irony among ironies, I continue. Quote, I think we did everything we could do with the votes available last summer, so I don't see that happening anytime soon, Senator John Cornyn, Republican, Texas, told NBC News on Thursday. Probably because the backlash that they received was off the charts. And it's also incredibly unconstitutional what they did pass. But anyway, let's keep going. Cornyn's remark comes in response to renewed calls from President Joe Biden and others for gun safety legislation after two situations in a 3-day span in California. And just for note, there's actually been 3 since the filming of this video. That's a day article. That article's a day old. But anyway, so there's no appetite. Not anytime soon. Okay, let's dive into the House. He said that the House switching hands from Democrats to Republicans makes the prospects of new gun legislation even less likely, with GOP lawmakers far more reluctant to regulate firearms as they disproportionately represent rural pro-gun districts, or not cities. That's the way the House is the way it works is it represents the entire area of the nation. That's why this whole system of government is a representative government, because the underrepresented people not in the cities have a say as well. Anyway, quote, I'd be surprised if the House would be willing to take something up, Cornyn said on Thursday. I don't know why he turned into a pirate right there, but he did. Matey. Anyway, let's keep going. It's been a heck of a week. Asked whether the House intends to take up legislation to combat mass situations, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, Republican California, gave no indication that it would. Now, this is the important part. If this were to be a thing, and I'm not saying it is or it isn't, that's not what this video is about. I'm sure we're going to talk about it more. If this were to be a thing, McCarthy would have to initiate the voting process on a bill that Dianne Feinstein put forward. It would have to go through the committee system. Again, Jim Jordan, head of Judiciary Committee, who is a staunch ally of the Second Amendment, it would have to get past his committee. He's got the majority in that committee, just like the high-waisted fiend Jerry Nadler had last Congress. That's what we're dealing with here. And then it would have to go to the floor and pass a Republican-led GOP, or House of Representatives. Now, I'm not saying that it's impossible. That's not what this video is about, but that's the course that we have to take. Got one more thing for you. Quote, Kevin McCarthy. I would never do anything without having all the information, but having lived in California my entire life, California has the strictest gun laws there are, and apparently that did not work in this situation too, McCarthy told reporters on Tuesday. Now, that's a very good point. We've talked about it. We've hit it a lot. We've hit it on this channel. We've hit it on Second Legacy. We've dove into hard the idea that California is ranked #1 on Everytown for gun safety in their gun control strength. And yet these things continue to happen. In fact, we haven't even touched on the fact that another incident happened today. This is on Saturday. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like button, and notification bell, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.